So here we are under the kitchen sink looking at this old piece of crap EcoSense hot water on demand type unit. This, I think it was like 2015, maybe 2016 we put this thing in. It never worked right, but it was so much work to put in, it would be even more work to take out, so we just left it. And thanks to this COVID pandemic, I finally got around to remembering about it. I went, you know what? I bet I can make that thing work. It's you read the reviews online on the old EcoSense RETE number 7, which is what this one is, and they were mixed right down the middle. Half the people got them, they didn't work, and half the people that got them, they worked, but what they considered working was lukewarm water. I don't consider that working. And we'll come back to this in just a second. I'll give you a peek what's inside, basically. Found a YouTube video that shows the EcoSense number 13, and the main difference is it has 2 heating chambers. Mine, the EcoSync 7, just has this one single heating chamber. This is the mechanical override switch. If the chamber gets too hot, it's going to cut the power off. This is the control unit. Here are the 2 drive. They're either SCRs or tracks. It doesn't matter, they're garbage, they're out of there anyway. And up on the very top there is a glass reed relay, because there's a magnet inside the tube that moves on a flex lever, so when the water comes through the magnet it moves and it turns the reed relay on. So that's its water flow sensor, so it knows when water is flowing. And basically I modified it by getting rid of the control unit, which is the biggest piece of crap, getting rid of the drivers, which were probably okay, but I didn't have an easy way to drive them once I got rid of the controller. And first thing I wanted to go in was with a temperature controller, so I ended up getting like one of these units. There's all kinds of them. I just happened to get this one. Actually had it for something else. We can see they're dirt cheap. But it allowed me to set the low temperature when I want the heat to come on, and it'll allow me to set the upper temperature when I want the heat to turn off, and everything in between. And then this, since it can only control about 10 amps and the heating elements are going to draw about 30, I'd have that relay in there control a solid state relay. Like this one's is 40 amps at 380 volts. So more than overkill, because I'm going to only be drawing 30 amps max at 240. And again, the price was low enough, and they needed to control voltage between 3 and 32 volts, which is easy to get out of that out of the control unit. So basically, stuck the solid state relay block to the metal back right here, so I could bring the power right through to it, loop it up through. So now I just need the 2 controls, mounted the new control unit to the lid, which comes off, interrupt the signal from the temperature control unit through the little flow sensor, the reed relay. So if water's not flowing, it can't send a signal to the solid state driver. So it turns off when the water turns off, turns on when the water turns on. I can set the temperature to exactly the temperature that I want. Works so good. I've had it up and running quite a while now. Just decided I'd just share a video for any of you that might have one of these old junkers that you haven't used in a while. And the nice thing about it is the readout on the front will show you the temperature that's just sitting in the unit when you're not using it even. So right now the water sitting in the hot water part of the tank is sitting at 26.4. This is going to be in Celsius. And now I'm going to turn the hot water on. And now there's an extra light that came on the inside in there showing the water flow. And you're starting to see the temperature go up. See, it's up to 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So it's bringing up that well water pressure that we have out here from being quite cold to now being very nice and toasty. The water, oh yeah, that's nice hot water. It's not scalding, but it's hot. It's hot where it'd be unpleasant to leave your hand in it for too long. Very nice. Then when you shut it off, the temp shuts off there. So I mean, it just works so good. So glad. I should have done this like 5 years ago. But I guess if you could pick up one of those old Rheem EcoSenses off a junk pile or a yard sale for a few bucks, you might as well get it, because you can rebuild it for about 20 bucks and actually have a unit that you can program the exact temperature that you want, and it'll do the job.